very good morning to everyone present here. We are all assembled here today to remember the man of the century, Mahatma Gandhi. We are celebrating his 151st anniversary today. We are here today not just to celebrate his birthday, but also to remember the beautiful principles that he taught us. I welcome the Director, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, Medical Superintendent, Dr. Ashok S. Bade, Dean Academic, Dr. Pankaj Kundra, Dean Research, Dr. Ravindran, and DDA, Dr. Abdul Hamid, and also all the faculty and students. Thank you so much for coming here. And the staff. So we'll start the ceremony with garlanding of Mahatma Gandhi ji. I call upon our beloved director, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, to give a speech on Mahatma Gandhi ji.
Let me begin with conveying to each of you greetings on the occasion of 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. I've been asked to give a speech on Mahatma Gandhi. A very difficult thing because I think all of us know so much about him that and we venerate him, so there is very little that one has to say about Mahatma Gandhi. He was the architect or one of the architects of our independence. He laid down several principles which not only we in India but the whole world respects him for. And the day today is therefore celebrated as the International Day of Non-Violence. When the United Nations decided to name this day as the International Day of Non-Violence, the resolution said that the word reaffirms the universal relevance of principle of non-violence and the desire of the entire population of the world to secure a culture of peace, tolerance, understanding and non-violence. And that's something that is ever relevant in this world. We human beings have several divisions, we are prone to intolerance, we are prone to violence, and the principles he espoused are something that if we keep at the back of our minds, it would be a much better world to live in. So we all know his contributions at the national level, at the societal level, but to me, what is more important is that whenever one is thinking what to do in one's life, there are always examples from his life that one can fall back upon and learn from there. And in the year 2020, the year of COVID, coronavirus, whatever we wish to call, we need to look at his relationship with medicine, disease, patients, suffering. Maybe many of us don't know that when he left the shores of India to go to UK, his original aim was to do medicine. At the age of 18, he went to UK primarily to do medicine, and it's somewhere later that he changed his mind. A loss to us, but I think maybe he would have done the same as a doctor also, but possibly again to the society as a whole. And why he did this was because he was told that he has to touch dead bodies and he was averse to do that, and he was told that he had to kill frogs to learn biology and he was averse to do that. But in his life we find repeated examples when he came back to serve the sick, the diseased. So in 1905, when he was in South Africa, there was a pandemic of plague. And at that time, initially there was an abatement, and then it seemed the disease was again coming back. So he went to the local authorities, somewhat like our collector today, and said that he wanted to serve. They organized a group of people, mostly of Indian origin. From the government, they took a godown and cared for patients, a bit like what we would call COVID care centers. Many of those people died, but they served nevertheless. At that time, and these are his writings in his journal called Indian Opinion on 16th of January 1905, and I quote from some of those because I think those are so relevant today. Once again the dark clouds are gathering, it will be to a great benefit of our people if they bear in mind the following rules. Otherwise, there would be immense harm. What is more, it might be used as an argument for enacting more severe laws against us. First, the government should be immediately informed in case of a sudden attack of fever or asthma. I suppose what he meant was breathlessness. A doctor should be immediately consulted. Everybody should stay where he is without becoming panicky. Those who might have come in contact with a plague patient should not try to conceal the fact, but should come forward to have their clothes disinfected. Contact tracing. Every house or room should be well lighted and well ventilated. One should sleep with the windows open. Lavish dinners and feasts should be stopped. So that's why today we are a much smaller group and we are not going to have any tea or snacks. No article from an infected place should be used elsewhere. So he took leadership. He tried to organize people. He tried to serve the poor, and he tried to give message through his writings, something that is extremely relevant today, 115 years later. So we really need to act on, and the path he showed, serve our community, serve our society, and try to bring disease under control, which he tried to do as not as a medical person but as a non-medical person, and we need to do as medical people. There are other times in his life when he's talked about disease. So he said, fear of disease kills more men than the disease itself. And that's again very true today. People are more afraid of the disease than the disease itself, the harm it is doing. We really need to fear the disease, but we still don't need to fear, we don't need to be afraid of people who are diseased. And he said that you fight against the disease, but do not detest the person who's diseased and still serve them. And finally, I think one sentence that I always have loved about him, and that is, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. For us in the medical profession, that's a very apt sentence today. So I think more than paying him homage through what we are doing here, we need to follow his principles in our lives every day. And if we do that, that would be the true homage to Mahatma Gandhi. One word, I did that last year, and I know some people said that it appeared unusual to ask the residents to garland as the students, and I did that today also, because I think more than our generation, the younger generation needs to be put in touch with Gandhi, and that is something that's extremely important. I have taken every opportunity whenever I have had to teach my daughter about teachings of Gandhiji, and the same thing I would do with the students, and that's why this somewhat unusual practice, I'm generally also bothered whether the stage would take that much weight of 3 people, but I think it's worth it. So that's it. So again, I think let's rededicate ourselves to Mahatma Gandhi's teachings and follow them in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now call upon Dr. Ashok Shankar Bade, RMS, to read a few lines from the Holy Bhagavad Gita.
Good morning to one and all. Before I read a couplet from Bhagavad Gita, I just like to remind everybody that today also is the birth anniversary of our beloved and one of the finest Prime Minister that India had, that is Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji. So I think we should also remember his teachings and his way of life. He was one of the most, Prime Minister who has come from the lowest rungs of the society, and he has served so well that our nation, that we should always remember and pay homage to him on this occasion. I do agree that we celebrate Mahatma Gandhiji's birth anniversary, but we should also remember Shastri Ji, one of the finest Prime Minister we had. I will just recite a couplet from Bhagavad Gita. Karmanye vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachanam ma karma phal hetur bhumate sangotsva karmani. Meaning thereby that we always should do our work. Don't look at the fruit. Fruits will always be there. But if you look at the fruit, then you are likely to deviate from your work. So in life, karma is important or work is very important, so we should do work without looking at the fruits. Thank you.
Gandhiji had always been a person who had stood for equality. So here we are celebrating that. So we have verses from the holy scriptures of all the major religions.
Good morning. I will be reading a portion from the Bible, the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 38 onwards. You have heard that it was said, eye for an eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your neighbors and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. This portion is taken from a collection of the teachings of Jesus Christ called the Sermon on the Mount. It addresses a wide range of topics like forgiveness, prayer, and fasting. We have heard that to repay good for good is human, but to repay good for evil is divine. This portion explains this saying in a very practical way. Mahatma Gandhi was studying law in the UK when one of his friends introduced him to the Bible and asked him to read it. When he read this portion, he found that these verses greatly inspired him regarding peace and non-violence, and he found it quite practical for his life and for the Satyagraha movement. His lifestyle of simplicity, non-violence, and love resembles this teaching. So on this gracious occasion, I hope that this message of love and peace reaches you all and to our brothers and sisters across India and the world. Thank you.
Mahatma Gandhi claimed that the Gita was his eternal mother and it comforted him in the darkest of times. So here we'll have a passage from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verse 2. Ahimsam satyam akrodastyaga shantirapaisunam daya bhute shalolviptvam mardavam hrirachapalam. Which means, Sri Krishna describes virtues of a saintly nature, non-violence, truthfulness, absence of anger, renunciation, peacefulness, restraint from fault-finding, love and compassion towards all life forms, and modesty. These should be cultivated as a part of a spiritual practice for elevating ourselves to the supreme goal. Satyameva Jayate.
Thank you so much for the enlightening verses. Next, I call upon Dr. Durga Prasad, Additional Professor, HOD of CTVS, to deliver a song.
ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरी संतान, सारा जग तेरी संतान। इस धरती पर बसने वाले सब है तेरी गोद के पाले, इस धरती पर बसने वाले सब है तेरी गोद के पाले, सब है तेरी गोद के पाले। कोई नीच न कोई महान, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। जातों नस्लों के बंटवारे झूठ कहाँ ये तेरे द्वारे, जातों नस्लों के बंटवारे झूठ कहाँ ये तेरे द्वारे, झूठ कहाँ ये तेरे द्वारे। तेरे लिए सब एक समान, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। जन्म का कोई मोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है, जन्म का कोई मोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है, जन्म मनुष्य का तोल नहीं है, कर्म से है सबकी पहचान, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान, सारा जग तेरी संतान, सारा जग तेरी संतान.
Thank you so much, sir. It was truly beautiful. Next, we have a choir by the students of JIPMA. We'll be starting with Raghupati Raghav.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम. सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान. ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. मुख में तुलसी गट में राम, जब बोलो तब सीताराम. मुख में तुलसी गट में राम, जब बोलो तब सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
We'll be singing A Watan, a patriotic song.
हे वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू,
हे वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू.
मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू.
मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू. हे वतन मेरे वतन, हे वतन मेरे वतन. तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझे से.
तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझे से.
पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू.
पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू.
हे वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू. मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू. हे वतन मेरे वतन, हे वतन मेरे वतन.
तुझ पे कोई गम की आंच आने नहीं दूं,
तुझ पे कोई गम की आंच आने नहीं दूं.
कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू.
कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू. हे वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू. मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू. हे वतन मेरे वतन, हे वतन मेरे वतन.
We'll be singing Vaishnav Janato.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पर दुख के उपकार करे तो ये, पर दुख के उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे।
सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे, निंदा न करे के रे। वाच काछ मन निश्चल राखे, धन धन जननी तेनी रे।
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे।
समदृष्टि ने तृष्णा त्यागी, पर स्त्री जीने मात रे। जिह्वा तकी असत्य न बोले, पर धने न बजाले हाथ रे।
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे।
Next, we'll be singing Vellai Pookal, a Tamil song about peace. வெள்ளை பூக்கள் உலகம் எங்கும் மலரவே, விடியும் பூமி அமைதிக்காக விடியவே.
மண்மேல் மஞ்சள் வெளிச்சம் விழுகவே, மலரே சோம்பல் முறித்து எழுகவே.
குழந்தை விழிக்கட்டுமே தாயின் கதகதப்பில், உலகம் விடியட்டுமே பிள்ளையின் சிறுமுக சிரிப்பில்.
வெள்ளை பூக்கள் உலகம் எங்கும் மலரவே, விடையும் பூமி அமைதிக்காக விடிகவே.
காற்றின் பேரிசையும் மழை பாடும் பாடல்களும் ஒரு மௌனம் போல் இன்பம் தருமா. கோடி கீர்த்தனையும் கவி கோர்த்த வார்த்தைகளும் துளி கண்ணீர் போல் அர்த்தம் தருமா.
வெள்ளை பூக்கள் உலகம் எங்கும் மலரவே,
மலரவே
விடியும் பூமி அமைதிக்காக விடிகவே.
விடியவே.
Thank you so much. I thank all of you for coming here. I thank all the dignitaries on the stage, all the principal of Nursing College, Horticulture, Estate, IT Division, CPWD, all the faculty and the students for coming here. Everyone please raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा. तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभाशिष माहे. गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.